Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad you're here. The Insane Asylum is over. You know what I did there? I actually was like saying that this name of this show is the Insane Asylum. That's how trained I am. I'm like a trained monkey. If I say the Insane Asylum a few times during like the day doing the show, the radio show, and then I come here and call it the Insane Asylum. My God. Welcome. It's Friday. I'm really starting to appreciate the weekends more. I mean, I always did, but with the additional amount of time that I'm spending that is not downtime, it makes me like, it's fantastic. Oh, God, the sun just came burning into my face. Ugh. That was intense. Damn it. So I got into another Facebook fight. Not really. Someone on the world famous Segment 18 Facebook page, which is for my pals Free Beer and Hot Wings. Someone posted a picture, an old publicity photo that we had. We're all young and ripped. Everybody's handsome and young. Little did we know we'd be torn apart by our own folly. So you had Eric, Joe, Burn King, Hot Wings, and Steve. And, it was like a lot of, someone said, caption this, or what's the name of this boy band, or something like that. And then, so that's fun. And then people started saying there was a lot of give and take. People were like, well, that was the best era of the show. And people were like, no way, man. The new era is the best way. And, oh, no, I like this era. So there's that discussion going on. Whatever. And then occasionally somebody will say, yeah, I hate Eric. I hope he dies. Or just something really horrible out of the blue. So I ignored most of them. There weren't a ton. There were some. Some people just don't like me. And, hey, I get it. Maybe I hurt you somehow. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I've done. I would like to think of myself as, if I am given a fair shake, you will get a fair shake back. If I am given a not so fair shake and you fuck with me, I'm going to fuck with you back. And I'm not going to stop until you stop fucking with me. Hang on, I got to get this goddamn shade. This is killing me. Burning in on my face. I remember jersey numbers all the time. I don't let it go. And I love that about me. That's like one of my favorite things about me. So this is a perfect example of, if you fuck with me and you're a fat fuck, I am going to insult how you look. That's where I'm going. If someone takes a run at me, either my personality, my makeup, what I'm made of, what I do, how I look, this is now fair game. The game is on. I don't give a fuck if you're young, you're old, you're boy, you're girl. About the only thing I wouldn't do is if I knew you had some type of like developmental disability. If I was aware of it, I would probably avoid that. But if you're just an asshole and a fat fuck, you better be rest assured I am going after you. Chris knows. He says, is it the old circle their profile pic? That is my fave. Yeah, one fat bitch, she wrote, ew, Eric Zane. And you would not believe this cretin's fucking face. If you took a shit on anyone else's face, it would be more attractive than that bitch. So fuck that. So some fucking whale writes, fuck Eric Zane. And I responded with, no thanks, I'm not into plumpers. Which is not exactly true. there are some plumpers that I'm actually into. Fluffiness is okay in my book, but I want her to know that she's a fat fuck. That's my goal. You are a fat fuck. That's what you are. Fuck off and die. That's where I am at that point. God damn it. And she wrote something like, she called me a troll. I was like, well, yeah, I don't know, bitch. I didn't start this. Fuck you. Mitch says, the quote, "No thanks, I have a weight limit," is also excellent. I will use that at some point. Thank you. That is appreciated. That is quite good. Star Wars Sucks 69 says, "You go low, I go lower." That is my mantra. Always has been. Unless if I just want to ignore you. Because some people actually want to pick a fight with me because they have intentions that if I talk about them, it will help them. And so I usually, okay, I'm going to avoid those. I'm just going to keep quiet on those because I don't want to assist you. I'm not going to buy into your game. Today on the Insane Asylum on Q100, it was fantastic. I really am starting to feel comfortable. And when I say that, I mean I'm starting to get really shitty. And this is what I mean. There's certain things that you're like required to do. And obviously there's limited time when you are talking. Some of the things that you have to do are like reading what's known as a liner. And it might be like a message for the local propane company or give away a $10 gift certificate to a local restaurant or something like that. And I have to read this piece of, it's known as copy. And I don't know what's going on, but I can't read. I refer to TikTok as Tic Tac today. I'd like to actually start a feature on the show where there's like an over-under on verbal gaffes. And if you go over the verbal gaffe count, like you bet, you win a prize. Or if you pick under, you win a prize. Because it's so bad. I mean, I can't. I'm like... And then I like get frustrated with myself, and I can tell it's funny. I can tell when I browbeat myself and insult me for not being able to read. It's gold. Young Adam Schwab is here. He talks about that post on segment 18 that I was just describing to you. And he said one of those FBHW acolytes used the word irregardless. I saw that. Irregardless of my hatred for Zane, the show was really good then, or something like that. Yeah, irregardless. I think it's just regardless. I think you can use irregardless, but it just is kind of clumsy. Or maybe it isn't a word. I don't know. I have no idea. All right. We are one day closer to eclipse Monday. So that is cool. There is a story on Fox in Detroit, I believe, about what to expect.
6 days away. So Monday, next week, Monday. It's already here. We've been waiting years for this, and it finally arrives here. Now, here's the path of totality. We call that totality. Now, that's where the moon completely blocks out the sun. Notice how southeast Michigan is not in it. Now, northern Ohio is, Toledo is, but Michigan is not in it. So we're going to be 99%, which means all of the sun, with the exception of 1%, will be blacked out. And that does matter. Totality is the area you really want to be in. That's where it goes completely dark for a period of several minutes. In Toledo, it will be 2.5 minutes. In the center line of that graphic you saw, it's 4.5 minutes, 4 minutes and 26 seconds of complete totality. All of that depends, though, on whether or not we see the sun, whether or not it's clear or cloudy or rainy. Now, here's the.
Can you imagine spending all that time driving over there? You've got your religious gear. You bring a few shamans with you. You bust out your hi-fi and start playing some Pink Floyd. As you hop out of your microbus, you look up and it's completely fucking cloud covered. You can't see fuck.
Last 10 April 10ths, and you'll see that most of them were more on the cloudy side. We are hoping, fingers crossed, that we are going to be not cloudy. In fact, models are suggesting partly cloudy skies, but I'm a little bit stressed out in the sense that one of our reliable weather models is now pulling a little bit more cloud cover in on Monday. Now, that can all change, of course, 6 days away. Cloud cover forecasts are notably hard to do. So we're gonna go into this optimistically. All right, we're still gonna hope that we're gonna have plenty of clear sky.
All right. If it were closer to me, I would make some sort of drive, some sort of pilgrimage, I guess. It's not.
I'm attorney Mark Bernstein. Our no-fee guarantee is simple. There's never a fee until we win for you.
To hire the Sam Burns.
Sorry about that. You just drive across the state, down into Ohio, and you can see the eclipse. But it's not that important. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, if it were here, I would love it. But I don't think I can muster up the strength. If it were as far away as probably 10 miles, then maybe. Then perhaps I would. But anything more than that, and I don't know if I could get behind that. I don't know if I could do that. My God. So here we go. But with that 1% showing, I wonder how dark is it going to be? I know it makes a big difference, but I mean, at least it'll be somewhat dark, right? So that is definitely something that will be on the top of mind in the afternoon, I believe. Let's see, what are the time frames? Sometime in the let's see, Ohio at 3:08 p.m. So I'm not exactly sure what time of the day this will be happening, but it'll be sometime in the afternoon. Should be okay. I need to warn you that on today's show here, at about, I think 9:40, I got to pause this and call my man JC and be on the air on Q100. I'm doing a short interview for about 5 to 7 minutes. So rather than just, be a target of the Big Fraud News Network and leave static camera while I go make a phone call, I'm going to end this show and then come back to it. Chris says do it live. That's a good idea. I don't know why I didn't think about that. That's a great idea. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Yeah, all right. Okay, we can do that. I don't know why I struggled with that. You know how many times that's happened where just one suggestion by you guys and I'm able to figure it out. It's really great. Okay, we got another story about a guy who's offering home improvements to people, who's bilking them. This is a 23-year-old guy who somehow manages to get in front of people with money who then say, yeah, we want you to build our dream home. And he was, okay, yeah, And then they give him a ton of money, and then he like takes off with the money. Username 12989 says, just don't forget to not be Eric Zane. Oh, without a doubt. Ryan says the same thing. Just make sure you don't mix up your on-air personas. So true. Okay, so this scam artist is right here in West Michigan. This is a good one. This guy is a smooth talker. He's a con artist. Here he is getting into his Porsche.
Is charged with fraud tonight. David John Jenkins was released on bond after his first court appearance in Leelanau County today.
Customers and workers are suing him in Kent County, worried he's living large on their dime. Tonight, Target 8 investigator Henry Erb tracks him down and finds out why
Henry Erb, yes.
are angry with him.
David Jenkins?
David John Jenkins is 23 years old. On Instagram, he calls himself an entrepreneur. One of his corporate websites calls him a visionary leader. He was just a couple years out of high school when he started creating companies. One of them is Jenkins Estates Limited, high-end home remodeling and construction.
You know, he comes across as a really high-energy person.
But this is not another story about youthful, world-beating business success.
Yeah, I think.
Did you see that look on him?
Beating business success.
Look at that smug fuck. Oh, no.
Yeah, I think he should be punished.
Jenkins faces criminal investigations in East Grand Rapids and in northern Michigan, where the Leelanau County prosecutor is charging him with fraud over $100,000. Customers, subcontractors, and suppliers have filed at least 11 lawsuits in at least 4 different courts in Kent County.
He likes to go after people who pay cash, so there's no bank in between. Then he'll demand a lot of the money up front, like he did with us, and then none of the subs get paid.
Johannes and he and Plug contracted with Jenkins to build their retirement home overlooking Sutton's Bay near Traverse City. First, a lumber company emailed the Plugs wanting money they'd already given Jenkins. Then,
we found out that the framers stopped working on the house because they hadn't been paid.
Plug says Jenkins left the house roofless and
raise your hand if you think that's a mail order bride he has.
Exposed to the weather.
$350,000.
Imagine if she tries to speak and he goes, "Shut up!"
$1,000 worth of work done on it, and we paid him $800,000 up to that point.
The Plugs are suing Jenkins in federal.
Wait, how much money? This guy's in for how much?
Plug says Jenkins left the house roofless and exposed to the weather.
$350,000 worth of work done on it, and we paid him $800,000 up to that point.
Cash? You gave him $8? How rich is this fuck?
The Plugs are suing Jenkins in federal court and made a criminal complaint that has now resulted in fraud charges.
Okay, when it comes to punchable faces, this might be one of the most punchable. Look at that fucking face. Oh, he's got those giant DSL free beer lips. God damn it.
Jenkins in federal court and made a criminal complaint that has now resulted in fraud charges. They had to borrow money from family to continue the work.
I don't believe that he intended to finish the home. I think that once he had a bulk of our money, he just let the home build as far as it would go without paying anyone.
I'm often wondering how can you expect this to go? How do you expect what do you expect the end result to be when you take all of that money, blow it more than likely, the contractors don't get paid, the home is not finished, you're in town, it's simple to track you down. What do you think's going to happen?
Investigators wanted to hear what Jenkins had to say. We found that Jenkins Estates headquarters on 76th Street closed and empty. The landlord is suing to evict and recover rent money.
You have reached a number that is not currently set up to receive calls.
We called, texted, and went to Jenkins' house in East Grand Rapids, where we saw him drive away in his Porsche. We caught up with him coming out of a bank.
David Jenkins? Hi, I'm Carter Gent with Wood TV. I just have some questions for you.
Sorry, have a good rest of your day.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God.
We got no answers and watched Jenkins drive off toward East Grand Rapids, where he could face another criminal charge. Police are looking into a project at this house just a few blocks from Jenkins' own home. Alex Zhang says one of the reasons he hired Jenkins to build an addition was that they are practically neighbors.
Why would you do something to your neighbors? I never imagined that, so that's why I pay him every time he showed me an invoice.
And he says he paid Jenkins about...
Ryan writes, of course he talks like that. Not this guy, the scam artist.
80% of the money, but only 20% of the job was done when subcontractors and suppliers...
Holy shit! That's the tear-off they did.
...started complaining about not getting paid. They were coming after him for money he'd already paid Jenkins.
He is very confident. He knows he's lying, but he shows so much confidence.
Enough confidence to win the trust of otherwise knowledgeable people.
Wow.
Johannes Plug is an attorney. He's heard from a half dozen other victims.
They're all professional people. They're in fields where they should know, and they too were same situation.
Okay, he's suggesting that these are all people who should be able to smell the bullshit, which I don't know what that means. I mean, does that? Yeah, they're all professionals, so they must be worldly. They must know when they're being scammed. I don't know. Maybe he's good at being a scam artist. There are people that exist like that. They just say shit. Fuck, this show right here. Oh, no. All right, yes.
Half dozen other victims.
They're all professionals where they should know, and they too were same situation. They trusted them.
Look at that fucking face. What a set of beady, fucked up eyes. This guy needs to be punched.
The Plugs worry that Jenkins...
Look at that bag.
Jenkins has been living a high-end lifestyle with their money. And
it's probably like a $3,000 bag he's got.
Don't hold out much hope of getting it back.
He's a young guy. He has, a Porsche and a Tesla, and he likes nice
cock. That's what he likes.
And things, Rolex watches, and travels.
Lots of black dick.
Jenkins' attorney says Jenkins won't be commenting publicly and will let it all play out in court. I'm Target 8 investigator Henry Erb.
Oh, shit.
Standale Homes.
That is something. What a dirty fuck this guy is. Tyler says asshole of the day for sure. Chris says a guy with a Gucci bag and a Porsche doesn't seem like a good house builder. Adam says, does he have a hot tub? Johnny says it's a European man satchel. Ryan says he'd make a good Trump lawyer if he fell for that punchable tart. Bob says that's a shit Porsche too. My Silverado is worth more than that. SBF with FTX. That's Sam Bankman-Fried was the ultimate scam artist. Yeah, didn't that guy just get like 20 years? Sam Bankman-Fried. He was a guy that during the Super Bowl, he had all those ads with like Tom Brady. And the next thing you know, it goes belly up. Ryan says the victim is an attorney. Yikes. Chris says, why don't they call a company that formerly sponsored the show for a dumpster? Oh, exactly. Yeah, we can't say that yet. Right now, until we actually have a company that used to sponsor the show becomes a sponsor again, it's fair game as to what dumpster company you can call. You could call any dumpster company right now. If you're thinking about calling a dumpster company, there are many. I suggest you start in the phone book and then go with like AAA dumpster. The first one that shows up and is close to you. Until I'm actually given a dollar amount so that I am given permission to speak about said dumpster company. I'm going to call Q100. First, I'm going to call JC. Because I thought I was supposed to call at like 9:40. Thus begins my ridiculous quest to be on Q100.
You reached JC at Q100.
Let me call Joe Mama. This is like the boss.
Hello.
Hi, Joe. How are you?
Good. How are you doing, Easy?
I'm well, thanks. I'm podcasting right now. And am I calling you at 9:40 or am I calling the studio line?
I guess call the studio line.
I will do that at about 9:40. Is that right?
I have no idea. JC, yeah, he wanted to talk to you, so I think he'll be done with Northern Focus around then. Okay. So that'll be good.
Okay, I can't wait to see you tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
That's going to be great. Okay, thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. I'm a little concerned.
You reached JC at...
I'll call the request line. How's that sound?
Please enter your password.
What the fuck is that? Oh, I am totally confused. Here's what happens. There's a show that they do from 9 to 10 called Northern Focus. Okay. JC just texted. I will call you. Okay, good deal. Got it. Good deal. It's calling me. It's the first time I heard that. Phone is off, do not disturb. It'd be impossible to screw this up. I got my high-end microphone pushed up to my cell phone. It should work perfectly. I want you to know, Ryan, that very soon I'm going to get my broadcast console. Now that is going to be another reason for a fantastic article from the Big Fraud News Network. That will allow me to actually take normal phone calls, like I have, like a setup where like you could call into the show, this show. That's exactly right. With great power comes great responsibility. So I'm very excited about that, and I will finally be rid, which this has worked fine, holding my cell phone up to the microphone, my spare microphone, has worked fantastically for quite some time. That hasn't let me down at all. It looks like a poverty setup, yes, but it's effective. At the end of the day, you can hear it. And how much has it eaten into my bottom line? Zero. Nothing. Someone said, yeah, why don't you go ahead and spend some money on a high-end phone line or whatever the hell? And I go, I don't need it. I don't need it at all. This works just fine. Yeah, but you look like an asshole. I go, whatever. I like money. I'd rather be cheap about it and have the money. So there's that. Amanda says, concerning the guy who's embezzling the money, I'm getting sick of the same footage of him getting into his fucking Porsche. Well, that's all they had. Nick says, how do people that stupid get that rich? Talking about the guy who gave the $800,000. Joe Martinez writes, they don't do their research. More builders do draws at certain times. Yeah, I think a big red flag would be if you had a builder saying, you need all this money up front. I've never had to do this. I've never really had. I take it back. I had a landscaper work on my backyard, and the guy, I'm not going to say his name because he'll probably sue me. Some of you know who I'm talking about. And so I know the guy. I'd worked with him in the past in various for various things. And he says, okay, I'm going to do the backyard. And I go, okay, great. And then one of the things he did was he contracted this local sprinkler company. So I paid him the money for the job. All right. It wasn't like this where you had to pay it up front. Like, he did the job, and then he said, this is how much it's going to cost you. And the work is done. I wrote him a check, paid for the work he did, and then he goes and he takes some of that money, and he'll pay the sprinkler people. Well, he did not. And they actually knocked on my door. Hello. Yes, we're so-and-so from, it's a great company in town. They're called Shepherd's. And I still work with them to this day because they turn my sprinklers on and off. I should get them on the podcast. He goes, yeah. So this guy, he absconded. He did not pay us. I go, what? Jesus fucking shit. So I called him and I go, dude, you never paid them. And he gave me some song and dance. I could just tell he was pulling my chain. I was like, uh-oh. So I reached back out and I'm trying to get him to do that. And then they finally just said, look, just so you know, we are entitled to get that money back. And you're not going to believe this, but we can actually get it back from you. Like, you could be in trouble for this. Now, I'm like, uh-oh. So, but they were kind enough to say, it's okay. You don't have to deal with this. So, if you are in my neck of the woods, hire the folks at Shepherd's, Schepers. They are wonderful. Was this? Yes, this is before the podcast. So, yeah, this was during the BBL era. What I should have done is, once I signed on here, given them like a free ad schedule. Okay, also locally, there was a story about, this wasn't too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, I was reading that not far from here in Holland, some lady was in a domestic dispute with her husband, and she tried to drive away. Like, she was pissed off at him, and he was pissed off at her, and they were at, like, the Wendy's parking lot. And this guy jumps onto the hood of her car, and he's hanging on like a stunt man. And then she turns while he's on the car, and he goes flying off of the car, and he smashed his brains in, and he died, like, right there. And I don't know what the fuck is going on here. She called the TV station and said, hey, I want to talk about how my husband got his brain smashed in when he flew off of my car. Can we sit down for a Q&A? What the fuck? Who the fuck is this woman's lawyer? You don't say shit.
West Michigan wife, now a widow, after she says her husband jumped onto the windshield of her car and was thrown off while she was driving. This happened last Monday in a Wendy's parking lot in Holland. Today I spoke with that woman who says she wants to share her side of things.
I'm still in disbelief. The whole
Uh-oh.
It just blows my mind. I don't know.
Distraught, heartbroken, Venice Leone says she never meant to hurt her husband, Robert Leone.
Oh, yeah. And it all happened so fast. And I would have never, ever hurt him in a million years. He was my best friend.
He died with her behind the wheel. It happened.
Oh, my God.
And at this Wendy's in Holland, the two began fighting, Venice says, because she ordered a Nintendo Switch and not a PS5.
And he got really...
Oh. Okay. This is a thing where Fox 17 should look out for this woman and like decline this offer to speak. Or perhaps they made the offer for her to speak and she took it. And then, maybe think better of it. Okay?
Really upset. Like, I've never seen him like that. I've never seen him fly off the handle like that. I've never seen him... I don't know why he got so angry, but then he started, telling me calling me names and being very aggressive, and he scared my daughter. She, screamed at the top of her lungs. Scared because he was yelling at me. He slapped me and then he punched my arm.
Oh.
And I was trying to keep my cool. And I told him, I can cancel the order. I can order the PS5, and...
Things escalated from there. At one point, Robert gets out of the car.
My daughter's screaming. She's going, Mom, help me. Get me away from him. Mom, save me.
Oh, no.
So I pulled out of the parking spot. And I backed out and I went to go forward.
Venice says she was trying to drive from the Wendy's parking lot to the Meijer parking lot, just until Robert cooled off. She describes what happens next.
I was pulling out, he jumped on the hood and he was holding on where the windshield wipers are. And I had proceeded to turn, and as I turned, he slipped off and he fell and hit his head. And what caused him to pass away is he got a brain bleed that was inoperable and they couldn't fix it.
I asked Venice why she didn't just stop driving.
I thought about that later, but it happened so quickly, and my daughter was freaking out, and he was trying to break the window on the driver's side door. He was kicking the car. I was scared. Honestly, I was scared.
I reached out to Holland Public Safety today, and they tell me that the incident is still under investigation. Reporting, Julie Dunmeyer, Fox 17 News.
I take it back. That was a brilliant move by that lady. Because if anyone saw that, and they will, there is no fucking way anybody is going to prosecute this woman. Holy shit. If you're like the prosecutor in Ottawa County and you see that, you're like, yeah, there's no fucking way we can prosecute this poor woman. What an unbelievable layer of sorrow. I feel so terrible for her. Jesus. Oh, man. Honestly, here I am in this job where I can make fun of anything. I would never even dream of saying anything sideways about that sweet lady. Are you kidding me? That poor thing. Oh, my God. There's a lot of assholes in the chat, though, who are really, really deserving of having a horrible day. I went into that story not knowing what to expect. I usually don't preview these. But I know that was a story that they covered. And I go, oh, yeah, this is I like to focus on these stories from time to time and give my point of view about it. But, oh, my God. Impossible to really park on this. Chris says phone call time easy. I'm still waiting. Ryan writes, okay, first Tim writes, she's pleading for sympathy, hoping not to get charged. Ryan writes, oh my God, is she a dirt person? Patrick says she killed him and planned it. Yeah, I don't believe that. Chris says, shocking they were at Wendy's. Username 12989 said, these look like Cedar Springs people. All right, hang on. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, by the way, I'm podcasting, so say hi to everybody.
Hello, everybody. This is the tall, golden-locked menace.
Yes, the luscious JC.
Silver-haired menace. We're going to be on in a minute. Joe Marie will not be able to hear you. So if I reiterate some things, don't think I've lost my mind.
Yep, I will keep it in mind.
All right. Right. Tom Katchadurian from HabitatGTR.org. Thanks for joining us on Northern Focus and gifting us with that great news.
All right, thank you.
All right, we'll be back after these words from our fine partners on Q100's Northern Focus, brought to us by Kirtland Community College. Goodies in the green room come from Bay Bread Company in downtown Traverse City, and guests of the program. Tom will not apply for this, but the next time I see Tom in person, will get a Auto Spa coupon from MLA Auto Spa in downtown Grayling.
Region 9 Area Agency on Aging presents a free caregiver empowerment and wellness conference Friday, April 19th at the Mayo Baptist Church from 10 to 4. Find out about community resources, technology tools.
I want my Auto Spot gift card.
And brain health, and have your questions answered.
More comments. Kenney said it once and then highlight it so that we'd see it again. She reminds me of Pizza the Hut from Spaceballs. Oh, my God. Ryan says the fight was about video games. Ha, 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 ha. Kenney would be like, God damn it. What are you doing, kid me? Get me a Nintendo Switch. I wanted a PlayStation. Hang on, let me jump on this car and...
Q100, brought to us by Kirtland Community College. Portions of the program were pre-recorded, but Jerry Coyne is live in studio with Joe Mama.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
And on the phone from his remote studio, we don't know where it is Eric Zane from the Insane Asylum, the morning show. We wanted to talk for a couple of minutes about the big Tournament of Rock draft happening tomorrow at Odawa Casino. EZ, what's happening?
You are, my friend. I'm so excited to see everybody.
Yeah, anticipation is building for your first station appearance. And I just sense a massive amount of disappointment coming tomorrow for your underwhelming appearance.
I'm looking forward to seeing him.
Yes. Look, it is my goal to drive a wedge between you and everyone on the staff. And Joe Marie and I are going to have a wonderful time getting along with everyone. It's going to be great.
Well, listen, Joe Marie knows this for being here for God knows how many years now. I have already driven a wedge between the staff for 6 to 8 years. So luckily I'm married to the boss, and that keeps me employed.
Yes.
But Joe Mama and I were talking yesterday afternoon about potential candidates for the draft. We've seen a lot of input in a couple of different areas, Joe.
Yeah, we had a lot of nominations online, so I I'm the only one that knows how to get them off the website, but I graciously shared that with my fellow competitors in case there was anybody on that list that they hadn't thought of. And I can say this, there's too many choices.
It'll be very interesting considering the different musical tastes that you, J-Bo, I have no idea, after listening to the Insane Asylum, the midnight version of the program for many years.
Yeah, what is he like? I don't even know.
I think he's going to have Eric Weisman, the great banjo player, or Billy Strings would be my guess, right?
If he could.
Or who'd you have, Mumford and Sons today? Which Mumford son would you put on your list?
Don't you dare sully the banjo, a very underrated instrument. I will say that. Is there any stealing? Because, I'm not a fan of Dimebag Darrell, but I know Joe is. So if I drafted Dimebag Darrell just to spite her, or, it's kind of like some strategy, can you maybe share that with her?
Well, I don't know if Dimebag Darrell is on Joe Mama's list. I have an idea who's on J-Bo's list. So I know J-Bo, Alex Lifeson is going to be right after Satriani. Right. So we know that. Joe is mysterious. She jumps back and forth between her own list and then who her listeners might vote for. So, you go ahead and think by scarfing Dimebag Darrell, you're going to torpedo Joe Marie's list, but don't be so sure.
Yeah, and it's actually, it is, because you're trying to be loyal to your listeners. I just hope, and not just pick all the guitarists that I like, but I do hope that the listeners will acknowledge that there are great guitarists that have come before. Some of them have passed away. They blazed a trail, but there are good contemporary artists too. And, Dimebag is among those who have passed away. And the only thing Eric Zane will do, if he wants to take Dimebag first, is alienate his boss for the rest of his career at Q100 Michigan. And if he's okay with that, I'm okay with that. I think he's had a taste of Joe Mama. He knows how I can be. So if he wants to accept that for the rest of his career here, as long as I'm here, fine. Bring it on.
Well, Eric is at a slight disadvantage because he doesn't quite know his audience yet. So we'll give him that.
Right. Right. Well, I guess my question is there any chance that a guitarist that is really good but not like as well known as an Eddie Van Halen or a Jimi Hendrix, does a Rory Gallagher have a chance in this contest?
Rory Gallagher would definitely have a chance, especially given that there's two things here. Number one, we're the only radio station on the planet that has ever played Rory Gallagher. I mean, ever. I don't even think I ever heard him on WABX there. Number two, we get a lot of requests for Rory Gallagher. Number three, depending on what roadie or what business ends up with Rory Gallagher, he could win the tournament because at the end of the day, it's a vote-driven event. And, for perfect example, last year's first-round matchup was Robert Plant versus Steven Tyler, and Tyler took Plant down by a huge number. Now, in most instances, people would think that's a toss-up. Right. But I think Tyler won like 63 to 35%. So, somebody wants to win that $2,000.
Yeah, we put a huge carrot out there. And so sometimes you start with merit, you start with taste, but at the end of the day, the almighty dollar typically is what drives the win.
And that's why we had to pull all the restrictions off of voting, because the second year we did this, it used to be you could only vote one time per day. A couple of people figured out that they could vote more often than not, so we just took all the restrictions off, and whoever wants to vote can vote. I think it's up to 2,000 times a day.
So
yeah, we do have to put a limit on it, but we make it physically impossible to reach that limit.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So bribery, then, if I wanted to bribe the audience, I'm glad you said that, because I'm going to do that.
Eric is going to bribe the audience.
You can try.
I don't know. We're not paying you enough to bribe the audience. I don't know how you must be wealthy on your own.
No. I mean, I was thinking maybe I could offer special things, like maybe cook them a nice meal. I don't know, a campfire.
Make their bed?
Yes, we have s'mores.
Okay.
You know, I could
s'mores. People like s'mores.
Yes. I could steal some of JC's thirst trap pictures to give away. I know that those are a hot commodity.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is. I don't know what a thirst trap picture is.
Oh, I do.
Okay, well, Zane says I'm giving those away today at the Iron Pig of me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. That said, we do. I'm expecting a huge crowd tomorrow at Odawa Casino.
I hope so.
Yeah, it's always fun. We will have T-shirts
and the prize wheel.
So, and Odawa will be contributing some stuff. We'll have some of their dining certificates. I think a couple of listeners last year, if I remember, Joe, won, significant money gambling while the draft was going. I know J-Bo's wife won like $400.
Yeah, there's always a huge opportunity there. Bring your penny jar and hit the tables.
EZ, do you gamble?
Occasionally, I like to play some video poker or maybe some slots. That's about it. I get too intimidated playing blackjack because I'm afraid I'll do something wrong and the other players will get mad at me and beat me up.
The violence is usually kept to a minimum at the blackjack table, but they do have plenty of video poker in the center bar right behind where we're going to do the draft. So, like I said, there is opportunities to win now and win later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're very excited for you to be joining us and people to understand that you're absolutely nothing like you are on the air.
Well, wait a minute now. What do you mean? Are you?
You said that yourself on the radio today.
I mean, okay.
Hey, Easy, if you need any guidance or a shoulder to cry on, Joe Mama's going to be there for you.
Yes.
But I will remind you that this is much like Big Brother or those like reality shows.
Yep.
So just trust no one.
All right. Very good.
That's my advice.
I am excited for it. I hear Louie is barking in the background. That makes me happy.
Louie is really chomping at the bit for his mother to get off the air.
Yep.
So we will let you slide. We're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow at Odawa Casino at 11 o'clock. Eric Zane for the Tournament Rock 5.0. It's going to be amazing.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right.
There we go. Oh, my God. I'm glad it's over. Fuck. So goddamn awkward. I'm always afraid that I'll say something wrong with these people. Do something wrong. Adam says the late Steve Clark is very underrated. Is that the guy? Is that the one-arm guy from Def Leppard who plays guitar? Isn't that what happened? If I remember correctly, the band was like walking out of a venue and there was a tiger. And it chewed off the guitar player's arm. And then he came back, though. And I don't know how the fuck he plays guitar with one arm, but he does. Rebecca says not even close. What are you talking about? Everybody knows that story. The one-arm guitar player, wasn't it? Isn't that? I barely know anything about Def Leppard. Oh, fucking shit. Adam says the drummer is one arm. Well, that makes a lot more sense. I thought that was weird. So the drummer was walking out and a tiger ripped his arm off, a tiger or a lion. I guess there was some kind of petting zoo exhibit going on they were doing a state fair show. And the animal ripped his arm off, and he came back, and he plays with one arm, like his feet and one arm. And then Steve Clark is, I don't even know what happened to that guy. He's got kicked out of the band? What happened to him? He's so good, but they kicked him out of the band? Oh, Chris in Buffalo says he's dead. He lost his arm right before the Hysteria album, Chris says. And Tim says the guy lost his arm in a car accident. Okay, so the guy who's dead drank himself to death. So the band has one guy who drank himself to death and the other guy is missing an arm. I would say that's a hell of a comeback story. If you can, lose your guitar player because he drank himself to death, and then your drummer has one arm.
Unknown caller.
Oh, boy. Q100.
Yeah, hey, is Joe Mama there?
Yeah, I think she's in the studio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what's going on? You want me to give her a message?
Yeah, I just wanted her to play a song. I'll call her.
What song were you looking for?
One by Luann Barton.
Oh yeah, I love Luann Barton. Yeah.
Nina, do I?
She loves that song. All right, yeah, call her back.
All right.
All right, man.
Thanks.
See you, bye. I don't know why I get those calls. The phones are not on forward. This is not the first person who we've heard on the show who it's very clear life is hard and there's some consumption happening. Stevie says, what is up with these people? No, it's the same guy. Oh, I feel bad. I can't pick it up. I don't know why I have the calls on forward. I bear with me here, but I want to make I don't know how this is happening. I want you to see what I see. Okay. This is ridiculous. Okay, I'm signed in. Now, when I finished my show today, I went ahead and took the phones off forward. It's set up so that when people call the radio station, okay, call forwarding. Look, call forwarding. It is not it is toggled on. I did not toggle it on. It should not be toggled on. So then I get calls all day from people asking to play songs on the radio station. I'm like, well, no, I can't do it. I can only help you during the day or during the morning show. All right, here's the list. These are I need to draft, I think, 6 or 8 guitarists. I've been adding to it. Some are ringers, like will definitely be there in the end, I think. But according to them, I could draft a guy nobody's heard of and he could win it. Eddie Van Halen, Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimmy Page, David Gilmour, Zakk Wylde, Dimebag Darrell. I probably won't draft Dimebag Darrell because Jo Marie is the woman I was talking to. You heard her. I'm going to avoid pissing her off. Jeff Beck, Joe Satriani, Steve Vai, Joe Perry. I don't know about Joe Perry. Joe Bonamassa is terrific. Larry McRae, Eric Clapton, Dwayne Allman, Johnny Lang, Kenny Wayne Shepherd, Carlos Santana, Angus Young, Alex Lifeson, Brian May, Billy Gibbons, Ted Nugent, Tony Iommi, Prince, Peter Frampton, Ace Frehley, Mark Knopfler, Robin Trower, Pat Travers, Randy Rhoads, Tom Morello, Steve Marriott, Wayne Kramer, MC5. I got to add Nils Lofgren, E Street Band. Ooh, Eric Johnson. Cliffs of Dover. Yeah, he's special too. Kyle says Q100 played Cemetery Gates yesterday. That made my day. Rebecca says, what about Prince? And then she said, okay, I love Prince, because she heard that I added Prince. I'm not kidding you. On YouTube, look up Prince, While My Guitar Gently Weeps. It's one of the most special things you will ever see. I'm not kidding you. You've got Tom Petty, Jeff Lynne from ELO, Steve Winwood, Danny Harrison, which is George's son, who sounds just like him, and Prince at some event. It might have been like a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction thing. And they did While My Guitar Gently Weeps. And, it was something. It was something. Kenney writes, what about Angus Young? Now, for all of you who aren't retarded, you heard me say Angus Young right after I said Carlos Santana and right before I said Alex Lifeson. Guess who wasn't paying attention? I don't know if there was a hot pocket in the microwave or what, but I already said Angus Young. He writes, dude, I switched to my car and missed some, for fuck's sake. I didn't hear it. Uh-oh. He's going to rage out. Here we go. See, this is how it is. I bust his balls, and then he flips a lid. Here we go. Hurricane Kenney. Mount St. Hinson getting ready to erupt. Here comes Hothead. Roar! Roar! I'm mad. That's right. Yeah, let's go back to you talking about that grieving woman and then calling her Pizza the Hut. And then it wasn't read, so you highlighted it and played it again. Or you posted it again to make sure I'd see it. And I'm the asshole? You're calling me an asshole because I'm busting you for being yourself. And here this woman is. Her life is over. She's had a tough life to begin with. She's lost the love of her life. And here you are calling her Pizza the Hut, but I'm the asshole. Holy fuck. Don't blame me. Look I think he rage quit. He said, bah. He's still here, but he's probably this is what happens. You see his name there, and then it's going to disappear because I told him I can see his name. He'll then go to one of his sock accounts and then start like writing the same style. It's him. And then that won't work. So then one of you is later on going to get a message on Facebook, and it's going to be it'll have taken him about 5 hours to write it, and it'll take you that long to read it. About, I just need someone to hold me. All I want is your love. All because he went on the chat and called a woman who accidentally killed her husband Pizza the Hut. I didn't even say anything fucked up about that woman. I didn't. Can you imagine if I said something fucked up about that poor lady? How badly you guys would have kicked my ass? All I did was picture, while that story was going on my shoulder was Megan's face, just like looking at me, tapping her toe. Like, oh, God, don't do it easy. Read the room, motherfucker. Chris writes, hey, Kenney, that lady from the story is single and ready to mingle? What? Tim writes, we all thought it, though. Well, I mean, we were looking at someone who's had challenges, but she's there weeping, for God's sake. She's crying. What do you want her to do? Look like a fucking Kim Kardashian? My God. All right. Well, anyway. Okay. I can't believe it. We're already like an hour and 10 minutes into this. The time always flies when we're having fun. For those folks who are getting the show on Facebook, X, and YouTube, thank you so much for being here, but I got to kick you out, and the rest of the show is on Twitch. So download the Twitch app, and then just search Eric Zane Live, and you're good to go. You can watch the rest of the show, okay? Or just go to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live from your desktop or your laptop, and then you will be in business that way. As always, the audio podcast is available wherever you download shows after I finish making it right here. And then, of course, the Patreon, where on Sunday of this week, I think we're going to start at 11 a.m. on Sunday, we will be having a Big Fraud Sunday, the very first Big Fraud Sunday. And I'm very excited about this because the show starts with Who Are These Zanes? And on that episode of Who Are These Zanes, Ben is going to be reviewing material from Thursday, May 15th, 2003. I believe this is the only recording I have ever of the Hot Wings and Zane show. So we will be reviewing that. This was on Wednesday, May 14th, 2003. Our pal Freebeer was having chest pains. And he called the 911, and an ambulance came and picked him up at his house. Now, ultimately, all he had was like indigestion or something like that, but he didn't want to take any chances. But they brought him to the hospital, and he was so full of anxiety that he vagaled and passed out. And so at the hospital, they're like, what the fuck? This guy just coded on us. So he stayed home the next day, and Hot Wings and I did the show. I have not listened to this at all. I sent the entire show over to Ben to review, and he's going to review it on a Big Fraud Sunday when we do Who Are These Zanes? So that is going to be something. I can't wait to hear what Ben comes up with. And then after that, the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. All right. Should be good. Kyle says, smug beer, that's just your heart beating, you snarking a-hole. Up north, Justin is here. Good morning, Easy and everyone. I'm going to see Justin tomorrow at Odawa Casino. Are you bringing the pickup truck? Probably not. I don't know. Maybe you drive it in the spring. It is fucking sweet. God damn it. What is that, a Cheyenne or a Silverado? Old school Silverado? I forget. It's orange and white. That boxy square front end. No, she's still away for the winter. Justin is bringing his lovely better half. Rebecca says, what time are you going to be at the casino tomorrow? I will be there just before 11 a.m. Are you thinking about going, Rebecca? And if you are, you have to let me know. However, if you don't let me know, you will be very easy to pick out because hopefully you will bring your lovely better half. And you two will be the only ones there who are I don't even know the right term to say it, but your husband is African American and you are a white lady. And that does not happen up there. What is that man's name again? I've met him. He seems so kind and so sweet. Is it Gary? Why do I think that everyone's husband's name is Gary on this show? It's either Gary, Terry, or Larry. Or maybe Jerry. His name is Kevin. God damn it. Up north, Justin has a GMC K2500. It's so sweet. What year? We don't care. What year? Chris says, I want to take a road trip to Berlin this year. Oh, big time. I'll let you know what days that I'm going to be there. And you can hang out with us. We can wander around the pits, do our thing. Amy says, Mr. Amy is Gary. Mr. Maureen is Terry. Mr. Rebecca is Kevin. We should do a game of audience members whose significant others do not like EZ. And just have like a focus group. What do you not like about him? I can just picture Terry on there. That guy hates me. Mr. Stevie is Rob. Also not a fan of EZ. What is wrong with these people? Megan says we should put them in a room with Eric Zaitunian, not EZ. Well, if there's no microphone there, it will be Eric Zaitunian. If it's being broadcast, it has to be EZ. The only time it won't be EZ is if it's radio EZ. Then it's Zaitunian, like what you just saw moments ago when I was on with JC and Joe Mama. Not only am I Zaitunian there, but I'm low man on the totem pole. And she couldn't even hear me there. Which, by the way, nobody was able to detect that because we're great. Linda says, I worked in market research for 3 years. I can do the focus group. Megan says, Brian likes you. He just doesn't think you're funny. But he doesn't think I'm funny either. So I think it's a Brian problem. We're super funny. Oh, goddamn right. Yeah, it is a Brian problem. What does he laugh at, Megan? I'm curious. What makes the meter move for Brian? Because I think I'm hilarious. I think I'm very funny. If I'm not very funny, I make you go, what? And the absurdity of what I said is what's funny. The one line that comes to mind this week is when I said, you know, Diana's only 4'11", so it's like having sex with a child. That's the type of absurdity that you would absurdity that you would get from me. All right, I still need to kick you guys out. There you go, out. Twitch and Facebook brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. Thank you to you folks over there. You're awesome. X brought to you by Blue Frost IT. Follow me on those platforms as well as my YouTube channel and my Instagram. And I'm on TikTok, but I hardly use it. Whatever. Are we still banning TikTok? Is that a thing? Wasn't that a thing for a while? We're going to ban TikTok. I don't know. These things come and go. Who knows what's up and down, left and right. I don't know if it'll be banned. They would just like sell it to an American company. Isn't that what they were talking about? All right. Focus. Focus easy. We are days away from the tax deadline. 10. Up until that day, you can get your taxes done from Tag Accounting. It's Friday. You're not going to be ready till Monday. So this is what I want you to do. Today, start by calling Tag 616-301-9516. 616-301-9516 from anywhere in America. Identify yourself. Tell them that you heard about them from me, and you're going to say, okay, I'm far away. I won't be there when you do my taxes. What do I do? And then they'll tell you. Just listen to them. In my mind's eye, you'll be gathering up your materials that they have requested. You then will upload them via their online portal, And then your next step is nothing. They'll tell you what day that they are doing your taxes, what day and time. Keep your phone handy. They might have a question for you here and there. The Tax Hobbit is all business. This is going to be a quick process. And then before you know it, he's saying, all right, I have your bank information. You'll be getting your refund sent to you. Not everybody gets a refund. It just depends on you. Like poor Adam D. the other day. He got forcibly boned for just south of 6G. Your old pal EZ. Remember how I've talked to you many times about how if you have Obamacare and you're using the tax subsidy to pay for the premium each month, but you then you get past the earning threshold. Once you get past the earning threshold, like let's say you have a good year, you got to pay that shit back. There's no other way around it. So good news, bad news. Last year, we blew by the earning threshold. Pay back the fucking money. I like that. The government says, all right, we got this earning threshold. And if you keep it below it, you don't have to pay back the insurance. You're self-employed. That's how you do it. You're $1 over? Fuck you. Pay us. Them's the rules. I follow. So that's what happened to me. Tag Accounting takes care of all that shit. 616-301-9516. Tech issues? Call Blue Frost IT. 616-200-8550. They are the managed IT service provider for this show. Vouch combines creators with small business. EZ and Trucker Dan, we have our own Vouch stores. Vouch.store/Eric Zane. You can check out the Camp Craft cocktails by them. The Impact massage weaponry, gun, device. The dog treats, the dog food. The hygiene products, the toothbrush. And, of course, the coffee. You can buy all these at vouch.store/Eric Zane. When I was talking about the insurance thing, we are in that setup for Obamacare because of Frank Fuss at My Policy Shop Insurance. Make an appointment with Frank to find out on how you can take advantage of what he can do for you, and that's just about everything. Retirement planning, Social Security setup, Medicare, healthcare.gov, which we just talked about, life insurance, car insurance, homeowners, renter's insurance. Frank does it all. All right? All you need to do is this. Go to buyinsurancehere.com, fill out the form. Next thing you know, you got him on the phone. He's a legend, and he's ripped. Ladies love him. He's married, though, so don't try to, molest him or anything. Buyinsurancehere.com. He might let you, touch his abs or maybe, squeeze his trapezius muscles on his upper neck. He's so jacked. Holy cow. He's 51 and built like a 28-year-old, that fucker. Buyinsurancehere.com. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV, 616-532-6600. Ask about their loaner car program when you get your car fixed. They're smack dab in the middle of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Irvine's Auto Repair, online at irvines.com. Thank you so much for being a longtime sponsor, one of the OGs. OGs are Blue Frost. Rick is the oldest of the OGs. Irvine's, A&E, Van Dyke. Yep, those are the original, the really old ones. There are others, but I don't have them in front of me, so I forget. All right. Easy is going to go tinkle. Stevie says, I missed the pups. Don't worry, they're back Monday. The pups are back Monday. The only reason why they're not here right now is because Pooh Bear is home for spring break, which, before I take a leak, this is the message I got yesterday. She goes, I'm sick of this. I go, what is it? What are you sick of? All my friends are at spring break. That's it. We're doing something next year. We're going someplace warm. I go, okay. All right. Yeah, it's spring break, and here I am. It's shit weather, and everybody's out partying, showing their tits, and drinking fucking Mai Tais. And here I am. I go, I'm sorry about that. So I guess next year I have to take her somewhere. And then she says, you know, it's really nice. I go, what? Tell me what's nice. Palm Springs, California. I go, oh, yeah? I guess someone she knows is there, and she's showing me pictures of, like, palm trees and sun and, like, a mountain range. And I go, well, what's there to do there? It's a very old community. You know, a lot of old people there. It's just, but look at it. It's just beautiful. I go, well, yeah, I know, but what is there to do? I'm not saying I'm not doing it. I mean, Megan is already jumping on board and says Palm Springs is amazing. So much to do. Username 12989 says Hawaii sounds nice too. Who is username 12989? Who are you? You may have told me, but I've forgotten. I don't remember. By the way, Kenney is checked out. It's time to call him. I got to find out why he lost his temper. All I was doing was what I've always done, is busting his balls.
Yo.
Is that any way to answer a telephone, young man?
It's my phone. I'll answer however the fuck I want.
No, most people say hello.
Yeah, well, my voicemail says that a bunch of times, so if I answer hello, people think it's my voicemail.
What are you so mad about?
Dude, you don't always have to be an asshole. Like, I missed one fucking thing you said, and you blow up about it, so whatever.
Yeah, but didn't you say yesterday that everything's fine, and you said, just don't post that thing that we talked about, and I said, no problem. And then you said,
"What's that have to do with me missing one thing you said today?" What?
Well, you didn't let me finish. I was about to say it, and then you interrupted me. Now I got to start over. You said, "Yeah, just don't post that. You can say whatever else you want about me. I mean, everything else is fine."
Oh yeah. I mean, okay. Fine. Yeah, sure.
Well, it sounds like you're being sarcastic. You're really mad because I was busting your balls. I mean, who cares?
No, I have a ton of shit going on today. I had to take the day off. I'm stressed out of my mind. I'm just wasn't in the mood for it. So bye.
You just flipped. You said that's it. That's it.
Dude, you have no idea what I've been dealing with this year, because we don't talk like that anymore. But yeah, I'm stressed to the fucking max. And you just want to like go off because I missed you saying Angus Young. I was just making a suggestion because I thought you left him out. That's it.
I know. I was just teasing. Come on.
Yeah, I know. But like I said, you don't know what I've been dealing with, and I'm stressed to the max.
No, I don't know anything. Yeah,
I know. So some people, might have a lot that they're dealing with, and it might be just a little too much. And this morning it was a little too much.
So what you're saying is you're at a real low point right now.
Oh, dude. Yeah, no fucking, very low. I'm going to pick up my daughter because her car don't fucking work anymore, and I got to go to a buy here, pay here place, and we got to find her something so she can go to this new job that she's got. And I had to take off today, and that's tip of the iceberg. There's so much shit, man. It's just a lot, and I didn't hear you mention Angus Young. And then it's like, well, I just shouldn't have even said anything. Like, that's how I feel. That's all.
So you're saying that, that was the straw that broke the camel's back there. That was it.
No, there's too much going on for me to deal with that, so I'm out. That's it. It's one of those days.
You don't have to deal with it. All you have to do is laugh and just keep listening.
Oh, man, I just was not in the mood to be laughing because it's like, what the fuck wrong did I say now? Like, shit. I was trying to help you out. Like, I thought you fucking forgot him, and he's a great guitarist. That's all.
We're getting suggestions about a mobile mechanic nearby.
Nah, dude, this car fucked. Like, it made it to Missouri and broke down, and we had to rescue her and tow it and bring her back. That was 2 months ago. Took it to the shop. They never found anything wrong with it for a month. And I was like, okay, so it healed itself? That was insane. And so she's been trying to drive it, and then the same fucking thing happened yesterday, and she wasn't able to go to a new job today. She's only had 2 weeks, and she's scared to death of losing it. And just a whole lot of shit, man. Well, this year, like, I fucking hate this year.
Well, there's some good news here because I'm looking at the chat, and they all support you. They none of them.
I'm sure not all, but that's cool. There's some cool people in the chat. You know, there's some good people, and you know, I'm close with a few of them. Very few these days, but that's okay.
No one at all is saying ridiculous things about you. There is not one.
Well, you know, I don't really believe that.
There is not one comment from anyone suggesting that this is hilarious.
Okay.
I don't know. That's a good thing.
All right. Well, cool.
Well, all right. Well, I hope it gets better fast.
Me too, man. I need a break. She needs a break. We all need a break. Give me a break. Give me a break.
Cole writes, it sounds like her problem, not yours, Kenny. What do you think about that?
Well, he can eat a dick.
Okay, Kenny. Go get him.
I mean, what would you do if your daughter was stranded and needed help with a vehicle?
Without a doubt, I would do what you're doing.
There you go.
Yeah. So fuck off, Cole.
And that's why you're not really an asshole. But man, sometimes it's like, you know, lay off a little bit.
Well, I can't see your face. I don't know that you're having these problems. How could I possibly? It's easier just to let you have it. I can't like.
I know, but you know, if I'm having, if there's shit going on, then yeah, that's what you're gonna get.
This is what I'm telling you. Everything that's happened is all your fault.
Oh, okay.
All right. Chris writes, we all don't have the Kenney mood meter visible. All right. Well, now we know. Okay. Thank you.
All right.
All right. I'll see ya. Bye. Fucking wacko. Zane, you would tell your daughter to figure it out. No, if she called me and was stranded, I would help her. But what I wouldn't do is blow up with this 4-year-old temper tantrum and go, fuck you, you're an asshole. I'm not doing anything different than what I do on any day. That was a perfect example of, you never know what you're going to get with him. He's a fucking psycho. Let's see here. Megan says that car is fucked. Sorry, Kenny, that made me laugh. Username says drama, man. This podcast is supposed to be a place for comedy, not outside drama, man. I like the outside drama. Bob says, easy, beat me up over my guitar picks the other day. Yeah, so if we all behave like dumb fuck, if I'm sitting there calling you people stupid, which I do, 9 out of 10 of you just laugh. And then the 10th one laughs occasionally. And then the other times he goes, oh my God, my fucking back, and fuck you, and I hate you, fuck your mother, and suck a dick, and fuck, so the one thing that's, every part of that is consistent. Me doing what I've done for the past many, many decades, you all being part of it, and him flipping out like a fucking twat. Kyle writes, for the record, AC/DC is the greatest band ever. However, Angus is a decent guitar player. There's at least a handful that are better. Chris from Buffalo said Kenney has a stiff dick in his ass today. Nick writes, Manic Kenney is my favorite. Let's see. Kabooby Rich says, could his voice get any higher pitch? Just because he's pissed. Username says, I get you, easy. LMAO. Nikki writes, Zane, I think it's your fault I don't have electricity. Stop making me laugh in my freezing conditions. 400,000 people in New England are without power right now. Fuck. Yeah, there was some bad weather that went through and fucked everything up. Kyle Tome says, sounds like you're having a rough start to your day. I'm sorry. He said, rough start to the year. Like he's done with the year and it's only April 5th. Chris from Buffalo says, my daughter's 78 Cordoba. Don't run, God damn it. Tyler writes, I threw my back out for the 8th time this week. I got to go tow a car. I just can't cope. No more jokes about me. Megan is reporting an earthquake in New York City. Now, look, Megan, the only way this is something that's worth being interested in is if all of the buildings toppled and there's just piles of 9/11 type rubble. Is there any of that? All right. There was a big one recently that hit in Taiwan. That was a 7.4 magnitude earthquake. A few hundred people died. This one is a 1.7. Okay? By comparison, the Richter scale measured just shy of 1.0 when the plane hit the tower in New York City. This one was a 1.7. That is not a big... Actually, I take it back. That was January 6th. There is no news about your earthquake, woman. What are you doing? Your ADHD is very much on point. Megan says it's all over Twitter. Chris says, I got 4.7 at 10:23 in New Jersey. Stevie says it's a 5.5. Well, that's it. All right, now we're talking. I see nothing of this. I'm going to go tinkle, and then I will check on that. You might be onto something. I don't know. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back. All right. Calfade. There absolutely was an earthquake. Thank you, Megan. 4.7 to 5.5, according to what you all are reading. Let's go over how much damage. I should say potential damage. This would fall in the range of either a light to moderate earthquake. A moderate earthquake is 5.0 to 5.9 on the Richter scale. That can cause damage of varying severity to poorly constructed buildings. 0 to slight damage to all other buildings and felt by everyone. On the light end of this, generally causes 0 to minimal damage. Moderate to significant damage is very unlikely. Some objects may fall off shelves or be knocked over. Then it goes from 6 to 6.9 as a strong earthquake. Category for a major earthquake, great earthquake, and extreme earthquake. That is 9 to 9.9. That is near total destruction, severe damage or collapse to all buildings, heavy damage and shaking extend to distant locations, permanent changes in ground topography. 1 to 3 per century. Damn. The only time I've felt an earthquake was when I lived in Madison Heights, Michigan. I was in the backyard sitting on a PVC chair reading a newspaper. And though I was leaning back, I rocked forward like that. And I went, what the fuck was that? Stopped, didn't even think about it. Got up, walked into the house, and we had a chandelier. And it was slowly moving. And I go, what the fuck? What is going on here? And then I turned on TV. And they're like, oh, Michigan is rocked by an earthquake. We've got teams going out to the devastation sites to determine that, oh my God, reporters on the scene are assessing the damage. There wasn't shit. Nick says, I was in some 7+ ones when I lived in Cali, would knock dishes out of the cabinets. I've been there many times, and I've never felt one out there. I want to. God damn. Nikki is here. She says she sent me pics of her goat. Her goats. I don't see it. Ah, I see them. All right, let's see these little bastards. Okay, I got my babies on Monday. The boys seem to love them. Just wanted to share the pics with you. Your radio group sounds like a good group of people. They are. Wow, look at that one. That's a cutie patootie. And then this one. Oh my God. What a couple of dolls. Holy shit. If I had goats, they'd sleep in the bed with me. I'll tell you that right now. That is the only way to live, with babies in the bed. By the way, Nikki, you missed it. We had lamb for dinner last week. And I was thinking about how terrible it makes me feel. I mean, that's not that different than what you have there. Lambs are even more cute than goats. And here I am eating one. She says lamb is really good, LOL. Would you ever eat goat? Is that a thing people do? Do they ever go, hey, man, let's cook up some goat? Jimmy says, my goat was watching the Bruins game with me last night. All right. Yeah, Jimmy, legend. Legend with his goat. What the fuck was I going to talk about? I was going to touch on something. It was in my brain. Mama Goat says, Nikki says, I would try it. Ugh. Chris says, yes, they do. Curried goat is delicious. Oh, man. All right. Governor Whitmer, this is a true sign right here that this woman is going to run for president. All right? She's young. She's female. She's a Democrat. Unless something goes haywire, she will be a top contender to be president. I'm telling you that right now. This is what I predict is going to happen. Trump is going to win, and then he's going to have a 4-year term, and then she is going to run against Trump. Mark my words. On April 5th, 2024, EZ said this: Trump will win the next election, and then in 4 years, in 2028, Whitmer will beat Trump. Well, will beat the Republican candidate. What else could happen, though, is Biden could win, and then in 4 years, when he's termed out, she could run, and whoever runs against her would then lose. Either way, Whitmer's going to be president. I can tell you that right now. She is a darling. People love her. And she's coming out with a book. I got to get this book. First of all, she's a total babe. My God. Look at her. Whitmer announces book detailing her rapid rise in Democratic politics. The book will include a look at how she navigated the COVID-19 pandemic, became the target of a kidnapping plot, and continually clashed with Trump. Didn't Trump refer to her as that woman in Michigan? Oh, my God, I would so vote for her. Whitmer will detail her rapid ascent in politics in a book out this summer, a move that will undoubtedly spark fresh speculation about her potential presidential ambitions. July 9th. I need to get her on this show. It's going to talk about the COVID-19 thing like I talked about. If you remember, boy, she was, there were so many people that were trying to stop her at every turn, but she stuck to the fucking roadmap. What a wonderful job she did with that. And I know some of you folks don't agree with me, and that doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter that you don't agree with me. I don't care that you don't agree with me. I want you to not agree with me. You know, because I'm not trying to convince you. I'm simply saying I think she did a great job. Now, what most people do when they hear me say that, they say, yeah, well, I'm going to tell you why. And the words just bounce off me. It's like, look, I have ears and I have eyes. I pay attention to the facts. That's where I come up with my opinions. I don't listen to you and you and you and you. I don't even listen to people who agree with me. I don't have time to pay attention to what anybody else thinks. I just take a look at what's being laid out in front of me, and then I'm either yes or no. It's very simple. I am my own person. I don't give a shit what anybody thinks, even the ones who think like me. I don't have time to care about that shit. The book also highlights her role in the 2022 midterm election. That was the one where Michigan completely turned blue, enshrined abortion rights in the state's constitution through a ballot initiative. That was huge. Something that I hate with a passion, abortion. But, I mean, it's not my decision. I'm not the one making that decision. I'm not going to... Any asshole who tries to tell a woman what to do with her body needs to be shot. Fuck me. Democrats that year also won full control of Michigan state government for the first time in 4 decades. And She is the co-chair in Biden's re-election campaign. I didn't know that. That means she's being groomed to be an all-star contender, and I'm here for it. Absolutely. She beat the shit out of her opponent in the 2022 election by more than 10%. The party also flipped the state house and Senate. Trump referred to her as that nasty woman from Michigan. Oh, fantastic. Those two would have a great war together. Oh, God. This is going to make for some outstanding TV coverage. So awesome. DJ Plunkett says, Big Fraud Zane 2028. Amy says, to be honest, I thought the COVID lockdown went too long in Michigan, but I still love her and voted for her. Stevie says, I pre-ordered it from Amazon. Chris says, just another politician. Yeah, but not one. It's one that I want to have sex with. Nick says she's causing a rapid rise in EZ's pants. You know, they call her Stretchin' Gretchen because she likes dick, like a lot of it. Or at least did. And I think that's an attribute. I can't even talk. If there's a woman who's known as Stretchin', that's fantastic. My God, yes. All right. I know who is going to vote for her. It's going to be Joe Martinez. Thank you to Joe Martinez and A&E Heating and Cooling, longtime sponsor of this show. With the cooling months right around the corner, do this, especially if you've never done it in the past. 616-516-8579. Call him for an AC tune-up. Easy, I've never done that. I just turn on the thing and it works. You are rolling the dice, my friend. You absolutely need to have this happen because that thing that's out of your house that goes nyang, 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 it's got all sorts of dust and debris and dirt and cotton, whatever the fuck it is, on it and pollen, and it needs to be cleaned off. Joe is the guy to do that for you. Plus, he's going to go in and test and tune all of the things that are inside of the home. Reach out today, 616-516-8579. Get started on your mortgage today with the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage, 231-332-6505 from anywhere in the U.S. Reach out today. Mention me. I'll even introduce you to Mario myself if you want me to break the ice. From anywhere in the U.S., 231-332-6505, the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. Haircuts, we got you at King's Room Barbershop. Online at kingsroom.net. 3 locations to serve you. Northland Drive, Caledonia, and at 821 36th Street, Wyoming, Michigan. King's Room Barbershop, where dudes get their haircuts, or women who like short hair. Okay? And if you have gone to Sport Clips, Great Clips, Lady Jane's, Jude's, whatever the fuck, your corner barbershop, Zach's, I want you to try King's Room Barbershop just once. Online at kingsroom.net. Thank you. A few more. Impact Power Sports. That's right. On 14 Mile Road in Rockford, Michigan. Their website, impactpowersportsmi.com. Michigan's newest dealer for Yamaha golf carts, which they can trick out any way you like. Pass this information along to your friends who might want to check out Impact Power Sports as well. And please mention EZ when you head in there to Impact Power Sports. Full service department for you to get your stuff worked on in case you need any type of repairs or maintenance on your 4x4, ATV, quad, e-bike, motorcycle, side-by-side, whatever it is. I want to get one of those. Jesus, that would be so much fun at that fucking Silver Lake. God, it'd be great at Fair Bunker North. We're talking paintball. April 28th at TC Paintball. Paintball War number 24. The April aggression happens in 23 days. I want you to be there for that. Reach out to me, Eric at ericzaneshow.com, to get in on that action. Also, schedule an event at TC Paintball today for you and your crew. Just go to tcpaintballgr.com. And then finally, Green Medicine Shop. When it comes to cannabis in West Michigan, this is where I want you to go. Please support the sponsors. I don't have the luxury with this sponsor of them being like super conveniently located because they're off the beaten path. I realize that. But they're trying to do everything they can to entice you to check them out. There's a lot of advantages to buying your weed with a med card. Okay? One of the things I want to focus on now, though, is that if you want weed and you're under 21 in Michigan, it doesn't matter that it's a recreational state. You can't. Unless if you have a med card. So, if you're 18 to 21 and you want to burn, what you need to do is get your med card and go to Green Medicine Shop. The way you get it, if you're 18 or older, you go to thegreenmedicineshop.com, fill out the form, give them $90 on that form. It's going to take you 15 minutes. There's going to be a phone call. You're going to get your med card number. You're going to walk into Green Medicine Shop. And for your $90 for your med card, they're going to give you a $100 in-store credit. You pick out what kind of herb you want to smoke. You give them your med card number. You walk out of there and you get stoned after you get home. Don't drive stoned, please. Thank you, Green Medicine Shop. Online at thegreenmedicineshop.com. For people who like to get high. Chris says, Gracie just cut my hair at King's Room 20 minutes ago. I love Gracie. That was the chair I sat in when Alex cut my hair, and I thought she was Gracie. Nick says, definitely want good AC for when Gretchen locks you in your home for months. Oh, God. Give me a break. Did you see my eyes roll? You dumb hillbilly twat. I'll see you tonight at the rink. Unless you're not going to be there. You're lucky that your wife is in charge, is the brains of the operation. You dumbass. I don't even know what this means. Yesterday's asshole of the day says Easy's pal. Oh, no. I know what it means. I know what that means. Today's asshole of the day brought to you by TC Paintball. Today's asshole of the day was saying horrible things about a grieving woman and then got butthurt because I was doing my job and stormed off in a huff. It can only be show psychopath Kenney as your asshole of the day. That I know he's leading the majors in this stat. You piece of shit. What the fuck is wrong with you? Kenney is the asshole of the day yet again for all of that nonsense. Referring to that poor grieving woman as Pizza the Hut numerous times and then having a temper tantrum because I busted his balls about one thing. That's right. Kenney is your asshole of the day. I'm so glad that none of you are a huge pussy like Kenney. I don't see Nick sulking away when I call him a dumb fuck. No. All right. I will talk to you folks on the Patreon bonus podcast. Thank you for being here for this one. Till next time, have a good one. Bye-bye.